Oh, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever part of the day this video chooses to reach you. I hope you're feeling fine. I hope you're feeling well. I hope you're feeling blessed. I hope you realize that you are blessed. I hope you realize that you're blessed because you got to see a day that somebody else did not get to see. It is I, your humble, gracious, highly blessed, and appreciative host, Von P, aka the Political Crash Out. Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling well. All right. So today, we want to talk about something that has been on my mind for like the last for a while now. But I recently seen a 20v1 that opened my eyes to something. I've been saying for a while that there is a shift that occurred with the Republican Party that we're not aware of, that we're not really talking about. And that is the takeover of MAGA from the traditional Republicans or conservative, or whatever the hell they like to call themselves, refer to themselves as. But before I get to that, I do want to touch on something that just popped up on my news feed that I was very proud to see. And that was Breonna Taylor's killer got sentenced to 33 months in jail. Let's go ahead and share the screen a little bit before we get into what we're going to get into. We want to talk about this a little bit because it's a wonderful day. A lot of individuals try to say that Breonna Taylor's killing was justified, but as we can see here, we're like, oh, Breonna Taylor's killer got sentenced to 33 months in prison. The Justice Department had made a recommendation of 1 day in jail for this motherfucker. I was in shock. Even the judge in this case was in shock. She said so in her sentencing recommendation, in her sentencing summary, that she was disturbed and concerned about not only the amount of time that the Justice Department recommended, but the justification that they were trying to use and say basically that, oh, well, since he's not the one that shot the bullets that killed Breonna Taylor, then he shouldn't be judged as the one that violated her civil rights. Bullshit. Fucking bullshit. This man shot not only into Breonna Taylor's apartment, but bullets from his firearm entered another apartment, her neighbor's apartment. Anybody that has weapons training knows that we are responsible for every last bullet that we fire. You got to be mindful of where you're firing those bullets to, because you are responsible. Especially, I'm telling myself right now, I own armor-piercing ammo. One of the things that was constantly going through my mind when I purchased this ammo was, damn, when I shoot any one of these 500 rounds that I bought, I got to be aware of all where they land, because I'm responsible for that. The Justice Department was basically trying to say that this man should be get off free. And the judge in the case said, nah, they gave him 33 months. That's a little under 3 years, two and some change. But the fact that the Justice Department tried to slide this shit off shows you where we're going as a country. Black people, please stop trying to say, well, white people do this, well, white people do that, as an excuse for doing any fucking thing. Because as we are steadily seeing time and time again, there's a double standard in the United States of America. And under this particular administration, they're going to go very, very fucking far to enforce that double standard. So much so as to try and say that this cop did not violate Breonna Taylor's civil rights. Now, the danger in that recommendation is that if he would have got that 1 day in jail, precedents would have been made. Every other case that a police officer is accused of that crime, that case right there would be brought up and say, hey, well, this officer will only got 1 day in jail. So you can't give this officer over here more than that 1 day in jail, maybe 3 years of probation, because precedents have been made with the Breonna Taylor case. So I'm glad the judge did not take the Justice Department's recommendation of 1 day in jail. By the way, that 1 day would have been counted as time served, because they would have counted his booking day as that whole day in jail. They were trying to get this man off in front of your face. I'm glad the judge didn't fucking go for that shit. Thank you. Now back to what I was originally wanted to get to on this video is that we're seeing a shift. We've seen a shift in the Republican Party thanks to Donald Trump's rhetoric. I don't know if you paid attention over the last 4, 8, hell, I don't know if you've been paying attention since Barack Obama was in office, but Donald Trump created the MAGA group or MAGA following, whatever you want to call it, out of the Tea Party and the birther movement. The birther movement was something that started way back when Barack Obama was president. This was a group of people that were running around saying Barack Obama was not born in the United States, therefore he did not qualify to be president of the United States. And the president of that fucking fan club was Donald J. Trump. He was the main one running around. Oh, Obama's not president. Obama's not this. Obama's not here. Oh, he how can a guy named Obama with a last name, his middle name is Hassan. His middle name is Hussein. Excuse me. His middle name is Hussein. How can he be American? You know, Donald Trump was the main one pushing that lie. See if I could pull up some of this old videos. Let's go. Because some of y'all are going to get in my chat and be like, well, he didn't say that. He didn't say any of that. He didn't. Let me show you. Y'all know I love bringing receipts, right? I love to bring receipts. That's why I be showing you guys this stuff. Yeah, buddy. Did it open up in the right window? Yes. One, skip it.
It's rare politicians actually admit mistakes. You've admitted you made mistakes in the past.
I have.
Well, you and I talked about President Obama and the whole birth certificate thing.
I didn't say it was a mistake. I just said I don't want to talk about it.
I'm asking you now, do you accept that President Obama was born in the United States, is not Muslim?
I really don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know why he wouldn't release his records. But, you know, honestly, I don't want to get into it. He came up with this thing all of a sudden miraculously. Remember this one thing. I'm only going to get one thing because I'm about jobs, the economy, and I'm about the military and taking care of our vets.
Don't know.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Do you know that Hillary Clinton was a birther? She wanted those records and fought like hell. People forgot. Do you know that John McCain was a birther, one of those records? They couldn't get the records. Hillary failed. John McCain failed. Trump was able to get him to give something. I don't know what the hell it was, but it doesn't matter because I'm off that subject. I'm about jobs. I'm about the military. I'm about doing the right thing for this country. I want to make our country great again.
Do you hear that motherfucker? Take that screen real quick. And come back live here. Now you seen on that screen what that motherfucker said. Well, I don't know where he was at. I don't know where he's born. I don't know. That was the beginning of the MAGA crowd. Then they graduated to Tea Parties, to a Tea Party crowd. Basically anti-government, if you will. Conspiracy theorists at their core. And then they grew up to the MAGA crowd when Donald Trump became the candidate for, the Republican candidate for president. That's when that MAGA crowd shifted and they took their final form. So they started out as birthers. Then they were called the Tea Party. And now it's called MAGA. And MAGA is not the same thing as a traditional Republican that we've been seeing. MAGA is not the same as conservatives, as we have seen time and time again. The only difference that we're seeing now in 2025 is that MAGA don't give a fuck about hiding their bigotry and their just vileness anymore. And the Mehdi Hasan, god damn, I keep butchering the dog's name. Mehdi Hasan, Mehdi, whatever his name is. His 20 versus 1, progressive versus 20 conservatives blew this fucking just top off the veil that was there that made people think that conservatives and MAGA were the same crowd. We now see that they are not the same. And I wanted to go live today just to go through that live stream, go through that YouTube video with you guys piece by piece and show you and break down what the fuck I'm talking about and why I say what I say. Because a lot of what I previously said is being illustrated and just openly displayed in this 20v1. So when I seen this yesterday and I was watching it, I was in complete shock and awe and disgust at just how open some of this shit was that they were talking about. From the replacement movement to a couple of them flat out told them to get out of their country. You know, pretty much like one guy just openly, I'm not seeing, they are not hiding this shit anymore. And I need people to stop saying statements like, oh, well, they wouldn't do this, they wouldn't do that. Yes, the fuck they are. Stop fucking lying to yourself. People will look at something happen right in front of their fucking eyes. And they be like, well, I don't know, man. Well, maybe it, and they're actively looking for ways to try and not believe what they're seeing. This 20v1 is a perfect fucking example of why you need to open your fucking eyes and believe what you're seeing. Yes, they will do that shit right in front of your fucking face. Let's jump into it. Let's jump into it because I feel a crash out coming. God damn it. I messed up the scene. I deleted the scene. So I got to create another one. Let's get the camera angles back to where I like them. Yes. Before we get started, shout out to Jubilee for putting this all on. And I'm going to speed it up a little bit so as to not bore y'all to fucking death and take all 10 years with this shit with y'all.
My family lineage is settlers from the 1500s.
Colonialists.
Yeah,
you don't look very Native American to me.
That's a little too fast. 1.75, 125.
I am Native American. Whites are Native Americans. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
You're a little bit more than a far-right Republican.
Hey, what can I say?
I think you say I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am.
You see that shit?
Listen to me. I am an immigrant. I'm speaking from personal experience.
I want to fucking go
My
back
family
real
lineage
quick.
is settlers from the 1500s.
Colonialists.
Yeah,
you don't
colonials.
look very Native American to me.
I am Native American. Whites are Native Americans. What are you talking about?
You're not.
What are you talking about?
You're a little bit more.
I want you guys to take note of this piece of shit right here. This piece of shit is going to do something that we see happen a lot of times in society, where people will present you with some bullshit or some fucked up information, slightly racist, slightly bigoted, wrong, or whatever, just some fucked up information, and then try to bring humor or laughter into the equation to dampen the effect. Humor is used a lot of times by a lot of different people to disarm you, if you will, because his statement that he's about to make, the average person would look at him or say something like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But when they inject that laughter or that humor, it's meant to distract you and disarm you and get you off your, what the fuck? To like, what? Like, did I just hear that? It's meant to disarm you. And we see it happen a lot. So pay attention and keep an eye out for this type of behavior when you're in your day-to-day life, because you see it all the time. You just don't realize you're seeing what you're seeing it.
More than a far-right Republican.
Hey, what can I say?
I think you say I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am.
Listen to me. I am an immigrant. I'm speaking from...
Did you catch how Mehdi looked? Mehdi looked around the room as soon as he said, "Yeah, I'm a fascist." And he looked at him like, "What?" And as he's hearing the reaction from the room, he looks around like, "Damn, y'all really didn't catch this motherfucker really say that he's a racist, or y'all don't care that he said he's a racist." See, it's people like Mehdi and me that catch these types of things And we stay true to our who we are, and don't allow that laughter or that little trick they trying to use to get us off our point. We don't allow that laughter to dampen the impact of what you're saying. We don't allow that laughter to take away from the fucked up shit you just said. And some people don't know how to handle that. Some people will laugh with them, or some people will try and shy away from it. But when you hear some fucked up shit and this person tries to insert some laughter into it, excuse me, they're trying you. They're trying you. They're saying some fucked up shit to your face and trying to distract you by that with that laughter. And as soon as you laugh or chuckle, I got this motherfucker. That's exactly what they're thinking. That's why I implore you, no matter who it is you're talking with or dealing with, when somebody tries to tell you some bullshit and then interject some laughter to it, like, yeah, come on, man, it is what it is. It's not a big deal. No, stand on your square and say, nah, this is some serious shit. No, we need to really talk about this. No LOL. We need to have a conversation. Have that uncomfortable conversation, because that's what happens a lot of time. People shy away from having the uncomfortable conversations that need to be had, which has led us to this road where we're in right now, where conservatives and MAGA don't even mean the same shit no more. MAGA is a whole nother level of bigotry and fuckery that they don't even give a fuck that you know that they're doing anymore. All right, so let's jump into the certain segments. I got some notes here taken of particular segments that I want to jump into. First, I want to talk about this dude in the green shirt that comes up at about the 4-minute mark. Let's jump into him here. Not to say that the other guys weren't doing anything or saying anything interesting, but at this point, it was 4 minutes in that we could clearly see about 3.5. Let me just go back in. Of course, YouTube wants some fucking ad revenue.
Welcome to Conga Composer.
Monetize my shit.
Well, I don't know. I don't think you should. I don't think really presidential pardon should be a thing at all. But I
agree.
don't think that.
All right,
That
pause.
means something.
You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Thanks.
All right. What the heck? Get done.
Hey, how's it going, Mehdi?
What is it?
Mehdi.
You're from northern UK, I guess?
I'm from.
Now, the first thing I want to point out with this guy is watch how quickly and openly and comfortable this guy is with the bigotry and pretty much white power shit.
London, North London.
Okay, fair enough. What's your ethnic background, if you don't mind me asking?
My parents are from India.
Okay, perfect. Just getting premise here. First of all, I want to say
The premise of Donald Trump being pro-crime.
No. I want to concern myself with why you care about what's happening in the U.S. first and foremost. Secondly, I want to say this:
Should people in the U.S. not care about?
Let's not interrupt each other. Because I have this thing, like people know, I have this thing. I have to stay calm. Okay, so here's the thing: I am happy that he released J6. In fact, so much so that I was prepared to protest if he didn't.
Okay.
So when you say, "Are you okay that he's pro-crime?" Sure, because you know what? We're changing the definition of what crime is. First and
You don't think
foremost.
stomping on police officers' heads is a crime?
I don't think it's no longer a relevant conversation anymore. You're
Really?
arguing. No, it's not, because you know what? Okay, have you seen the U.S. in the last 4 or 5 years?
Yes, I've
BLM
lived
protests.
there for a
Have you
This motherfucker said stomping on a policeman's head is not a relevant conversation. Understand that these motherfuckers are beyond unhinged. An alternate reality is fucking the norm for the MAGA crowd. And take it from a person that talks politics on the regular with anybody that's willing to talk politics. If you don't talk politics on the regular, most people will not tell you shit about their political beliefs. But when you talk politics as much as I do and openly as I do, people feel fucking obligated to tell you, well, I feel this, well, I feel that, I think this. Even sometimes when I don't want to have that conversation, I still have a conversation because I want to see who thinks what. And the alternate universe that majority of the MAGA supporters live in is fucking insane. These people don't give a fuck about the Constitution, as we're about to see some more as I go through some of these clips. They don't give a fuck about right or wrong. They give a fuck only about their feelings and emotions in regards to Donald Trump and what they want to see done. That's it. That's fucking it. Traditional conservatives, they're exactly as their name says. They're conservative. They're for limited government. They're not really trying to have too many taxes. They're going to try and take a smaller or lesser approach. MAGA does not give a fuck about conservative policies, as we're about to see some more. Let's talk.
See, okay, myself have been involved in these protests. I've seen egregious things that you couldn't even imagine.
So we have
being
no
done to
rules there?
conservatives, it's not about that. It's about tribal warfare.
Okay.
That's where we're at in the U.S. I don't know where you're at in the UK. You're from India, so I don't know.
I'm not from India.
Oh, sorry, your parents.
You just heard this motherfucker say we are at tribal warfare. That's what MAGA's on. So understand, conservatives are thinking about policy. MAGA views this whole situation as tribal warfare. That's why you've seen no real policies in regards to Donald Trump in regards to the overall health of the United States of America. It's cultural warfare. It's tribal warfare. Targeted legislation at people, entities, things. That's what they're focused on. They're not focused about how can I make the United States better again. Fuck, make America great again. That's not what they're on. Tribal warfare. That's what the MAGA crowd is all about, as this guy said.
From India,
Yeah.
so
I'm an
you
American
have
citizen.
your own states.
I'm an American,
You're an American citizen? Okay,
Yes.
fair enough. I don't know how you got that, but fair enough. Here's the thing.
Are you an American citizen?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But here's the
Not
thing.
sure how you got that. Okay.
Born here.
Okay.
Born here, and my family lineage is settlers from the 1500s, so I have some stake in the claim here, okay?
But you're
a little different.
But you're a
than yours.
descendant of immigrants. Settlers.
No.
Colonialists.
Yeah,
You don't
colonials,
look
yeah.
very Native American to me.
I am Native American. Whites
not.
are Native Americans. What are
Sorry,
you talking about?
you're not.
What are you talking about?
Native
Whites are
American. Whites, Native American. I don't know what you're talking about. What's Native American? I don't know about you, but white folks are not Native American. But MAGA don't give a fuck about facts, like I told you. Tribal warfare. Hey, we're native to this land. This is our country. This leads to the replacement theory that we're going to see some later on in this video. But they are heavily holding on to this notion of this is our land and we're going to take it back from whoever the fuck is here and kick out whoever the fuck we don't want here because this is our land and whites are Native Americans. That's what the fuck they think.
Native Americans.
Really?
I think
What was
you're-
happening before the 1500s?
I think you're getting confused with it.
I don't mind going on a tangent. But what was happening before the 1500s?
Calm down. I think you're getting.
What was happening before the 1500s?
There was indigenous people here that came here
Do
from
you know what
Asia.
indigenous means?
Listen, before
Indigenous
America,
people
Let-
can't
you
come
let me
from somewhere
finish?
else.
Why do you ask a question if you're going to interrupt?
I'm not sure if you know what the meaning of indigenous means.
I do know what it means. It
Doesn't
means
sound
they
like
came
it.
here first, right? They came here from Asia by way of land bridge. Have an argument with Neil deGrasse Tyson or anybody else about that. I don't care.
Is he an
I
American?
genuinely don't care. Yes, he is.
Okay, just
So
checking.
my point is, okay.
Nothing to do with crime. So far, you've agreed with me that these
Because
people
you're
are criminals.
derailing, dude. I'm trying
You
to stay
literally
on track.
sat down and asked me where I'm from. I think you do.
I think you got offended by that, but I'm
not
always
offended. I'm just wondering what it has to do with
I'm
crime.
always curious.
We're going to talk about
why-
immigration. Don't worry. Later on, you can come back.
I hope so.
Right now, you're doing a very bad job of making the case that he's not pro-crime.
I just
and
got a
pro-criminal.
round of applause. I could probably get another one actually if I asked for it.
Wow.
So I don't think I'm
is this
doing
how
as
you
bad.
get rounds of applause? You sit in a room with 20 people who agree with you. Wow, amazing. Check recently. Who took Native American?
I am Native American.
I want you guys to take note of something else he just said. I just got a round of applause in this room when Mehdi was telling him he was getting cooked. This man went on to say, "Oh, I just got a round of applause. I think I'm doing very good."
American.
If you say so.
So going back to the topic at hand, we have different definitions of crime because you're
That's
talking
convenient.
about.
There's a
It's not
criminal
about-
code in
it's
this
not about
country.
what's
It's called the
convenient.
U.S. criminal code.
You know what? Let's focus
That's
on
what
what we
everyone
agree on.
focuses
I'm
on.
sure you and I actually agree on a lot
Do we
more
agree
than
that
those.
people shouldn't stomp on police officers' heads? Can we agree on that? If
I'm
you don't
not-
agree on that, then I really think this conversation is kind of
No,
pointless.
because first of all, you're saying what? That the police have the authority, that they're given the authority. I don't accept the authority that's been
It's a
given by
very
liberal
conservative
market.
position.
I-
I'm conservative or pro-police.
Then you don't know what a real. Hey, listen, you're in a room with juggernauts right now.
We've
Okay?
redefined
I'm telling you right now,
conservatives.
you are going to be blown
I
open
mean,
if you think
yeah,
that my
if we're gonna
position
struggle
is
with the
outright,
English
you
language
have
for the
no
next couple
idea
hours, then yeah,
what
we'll
you're up
struggle.
against right now. Okay?
100%.
Yeah.
These people are fucking unhinged. The man, I got past the clip, but in that previous clip that I was trying to point out, as I've said before, America is emotionally driven today. They're not driven by logic or thought or feeling, or facts, feelings and emotions. No matter that this man was getting cooked in this debate and none of his points are landing because he said something that the MAGA crowd likes. He said some key shit that they like, No matter the fact that it was off point, it didn't land and it had nothing to do with anything because he got, hey, I'm doing pretty good here. I'm doing pretty good here. Yeah. I think I get another round of applause too. Because that's what drives the MAGA crowd. Emotions, not fucking facts. Feelings drive them. Not logic. Emotions drive them. Emotions make you cry sometimes. Emotions make them fucking idiots. That's what's going on right now. Emotions have literally driven MAGA to the point where these motherfuckers are just unhinged. And that's all I could keep thinking about during this fucking 20v1. These motherfuckers are unhinged to the point where at the 22-minute mark, let me get to that. We have a guy that starts to say some wild shit. Yo, wagwan.
I got this car recently, and look how
Sorry,
much I was
guys.
paying for insurance
Technical
before.
difficulties.
I use this.
Understanding what citizenship is. The way that you've referred to citizenship makes everybody who hasn't come to the United States an undocumented American citizen.
Cash Patel and Epstein.
He knows more
All
information
right,
than I do.
pause. That's time. Please return to your seat.
Good to meet you. Yeah. Take care.
All right, we're gonna still
Surrounded is now a podcast, available wherever you listen. Search Surrounded,
Yeah, I will
plug
tell
in,
you
and
guys
stay
this
part of the
guy first,
conversation. Anywhere,
we'll let you-
anytime.
We'll discuss it, what the fuck is going on, because this shit is.
My next claim is that Donald Trump is defying the Constitution. Nice to
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
Mehdi, lovely to meet you.
So I would say that with Trump being anti-constitution, I don't really care, to be quite frank,
Okay.
because in regards,
Did you hear the fucking response he got? I don't care. I don't care. He's following the Constitution. So many in that room with they do not give a fuck about. What's up, Shawty? They don't give a fuck about law, rules. Only these fucking emotions that come through here. Emotions are what's driving this crowd. These motherfuckers will, like he said, openly say, I don't care. As long as I get what I want, I don't care. And that's where we're at in America.
in regards to the Constitution is a document that should seek to serve us. And when it fails to seek to serve us, that can be amended. Laws can be changed.
The Constitution is a document that should, notice what he said, should seek to serve us. And if it doesn't, then we should change it. Let that sink in. This document that's been around since the founding of America, that has been guided America up until this point, should be changed if you don't agree with it. Let me know in the chat if I'm tripping by thinking this motherfucker's a fucking idiot.
And quite frankly, the fact is, we're defending things in this country that shouldn't be defended. The First Amendment should not defend pornography and making children and women be victimized. Making women and children be victimized as a result of that. I think things like blasphemy shouldn't be allowed per the First Amendment. I think that, quite frankly, there are a lot of legal processes that are enabling criminals and bad people to fully enact their will in this country in the name of the Constitution or following the Constitution. So, quite frankly, if Trump is anti-Constitution, good, and I think he should go further.
So this is wonderfully revealing of the modern conservative mindset. So I appreciate you spelling it out so openly. Just checking, do you support the Second Amendment?
I do.
Okay, surprise! I was shocked to hear that. I'm saying that Donald Trump is defying the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the 14th Amendment. He's thinking of defying the 12th and 22nd Amendments. You're saying you don't care about the Constitution, but actually you do because you quite like the Second Amendment. You just don't like the bits that you disagree with. Can I just be clear on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm more than willing to amend it and include
Whenever
the
it's in your
Second
favor.
Amendment. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So can Democrats do the same when they're in office?
No, absolutely not.
So you don't
it's the
believe in
friend enemy.
democracy?
No, I don't. Absolutely not.
What do you believe in?
Autocracy.
You see the smile on his face? Do you see the smile on his face? As soon as he started to say some fucked up shit, the smile came out to disarm you, to try and make you feel like there's something good about what he's saying. But notice what he was asked. Do you feel like you should change the Constitution whenever you feel? Yes, we should. Donald Trump could. Yeah. Excuse me. Should Democrats be able to change the Constitution whenever they feel when they have the power? Oh, no, hell no. That's wrong. That's wrong. But Donald Trump can because that's who he supports. Told you, feelings and emotions. These motherfuckers, this MAGA crowd don't give a fuck about logic or facts or truth or anything. This man just told y'all that the Donald Trump should be able to change the Constitution however the fuck he feels like changing it. But if Democrats have the power, then they should not be changing the Constitution in any way. Ladies and gentlemen, this is MAGA. Ladies and gentlemen, this is America. Ladies and gentlemen, this is some bullshit.
By who?
Honestly, quite frankly, anyone who is in line with Catholic teaching.
Donald Trump is not Catholic.
Of course, he's not. I completely agree.
So
And
you
that's part of
support
the problem.
Trump? You don't support Trump?
No, I don't. I didn't even vote for him. I wrote in like John Pork or someone. I can't even remember.
Why did you vote if you don't believe in democracy and you want autocracy?
Well, because quite frankly, I voted. I kind of voted just to
I came with this
troll
argument,
a
but
little
I'm bored
bit,
of my own argument. I'm much more interested in this. So
yeah, absolutely.
How do we get to an autocracy?
I think, quite frankly, that if we are able to enact local
Who
leaders,
is the we, by the way?
I think, quite frankly, these far-right conservatives sitting right around
White
me.
people?
Yeah,
Far-right
absolutely.
conservatives.
So,
well, actually, I have quite.
Some of the people in this room don't make the cut from what I can see visually.
Actually, hold on for a moment. I do think that there are people who happen to not be white who do actually have history in this country and have roots in this country. For instance, from the Mexican-American War, we subsumed a lot of territory of people who have far stakes in this country who happen to be Hispanic or what have you. I'm for defending the traditional demographics of this country, which is majority white, and should stay that
How
way.
does the United States... I mean, we've gone so off topic, but how does the United...
You hear how that got an applause? I am for defending the traditional demographic of this country, which is the white man. These motherfuckers are not hiding the bigotry and racism anymore. Just does they don't give a fuck. Trump doesn't like with Trump in office, they can wave them fucking bigoted flags however high they feel like waving them bitches. Oh, we got something in the comments here. What's going on, chat? Let's see what chat got to say. Camel Tony. Oh man. Your name got me laughing, dog. I'm not laughing at your comment, I'm laughing at your name, Camel Tony. God damn, boy. So many things that just popped in my head, so many jokes that I'm gonna keep in my head because I don't want no smoke from you, Camel Tony. That That Epstein smile made Republicans and Democrats flying Lolita Express multiple times. The Epstein smile made Republican and Democrats flying Lolita Express multiple times. Not understanding what you're trying to say by that, but Democrats and Republicans on that list, I don't give a fuck what party they belong to. If you was fucking kids, your ass deserve to go. And I don't mean the good go. I mean the bad go. I just don't want to demonetize my stream right now and say what I feel like. But if you was essaying little kids, your ass deserve to go. Let me just say it like that. Give a damn if you Republican, Democrat, Green Party, Red Party, Blue Party, Independent, no party. If you essayed kids on Epstein Island, on Blues Clues Island, on Dora the Explorer Island, on any fucking island or in a hood, a neighborhood, a mansion, I don't give a fuck where it was at. Your ass deserve to go. You know what I'm saying? Your ass deserve to go. Straight up. If you essay the kid, I don't give a fuck who, what party. Bye-bye. I just showed y'all. Unc ain't never lacking. I always got something with me that make me deadly. I stopped showing my Easter eggs, but they still here, y'all. I still keep the Easter eggs here. Because that YN that one time had life fucked up. He thought these slugs was BB gun shells. Like, boy, these are slugs. These will take your fucking limbs off, boy. No fucking BB gun. Just know if you ever see me with a shotgun, there are not fucking buckshots, a bird shot in there. I don't believe in buckshot or bird shot. I'm not peppering shit up. Only pepper I use is in the motherfucking kitchen. I use slugs in all my shotguns. Imagine a bullet in the fucking shotgun shell, and that's a slug. Let's see. Rookie Dookie. Rookie Ducky, whatever it is. I'm trying to put some respect on your name, dog. I'm literally stating the plot of a famous novel. I read a lot of books, but I haven't read that novel. But this shit that we're living through right now don't seem like a novel. It seems like a fucking sci-fi movie, a sci-fi horror movie. That's what this shit looks like. We're living through a sci-fi horror movie. Not even a good sci-fi movie, like one of them Sci-Fi Channel sci-fi movies, along the lines of Sharknado. Whoever the fuck made Sharknado wrote this script right here. That's how fucking crazy and wild this shit is. Because some of the shit you just cannot believe. Like, dude literally just got on TV and say, "Yeah, I'm a fascist." Like, are you serious? Well, I believe in defending the rights of the original American people, the white people. Motherfucker just said that on fucking live TV on the internet. Like, this is where we're at. You got you say you got auto-modded. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't know how to set auto-mod features and all that other shit. Whatever Twitch, IG, Facebook, Kick, YouTube, and whoever else I go live on, set those mod features at. That's what that shit be set at. Now, if it does give me, matter of fact, I don't have my Twitch screen up. Let me get a Twitch screen up because I do know that it gives me the option to let y'all go ahead and crash out, because I said it on my very first stream that I won't monitor. I won't censor my chat. I just won't. If I'm gonna be getting up here fussing and crashing out and showing my ass, then I'm gonna let my motherfucking chat do the same goddamn thing. I'm not gonna mod my chat. I ain't gonna do that. I'm not gonna fucking restrict my chat. As long as you're not trying to drop like fucking malware links and shit like that and bullshit fucking advertisement in my chat, crash the fuck out. I don't give a fuck. Say whatever you want to say in my chat. Even come at me if you want to. If you disagree, I like when people disagree with me, not because I like to argue, but because I believe iron sharpens iron. And if I'm surrounded by people that just constantly agree with me, I could be wrong on some shit and not know it because I'm surrounded by people that agree with me. But if a person that disagrees with me tells me, hey, this, that, and other, tell me their thoughts, I can go look into that and try and see if I'm wrong or right. If I'm wrong, see where I need to adjust my approach and thank them for, hey, thank you for putting me on game and correcting me. But if I'm surrounded by people that just constantly agree with me, I don't grow. So I agree with the notion of not fucking censoring my chat. If you disagree with me, put it in the chat. I don't give a damn. We can talk about it live on the stream. All right. Rucky Ducky. Also, this is why I went from being a conservative to a progressive, because most of my ex-friends were so close to just wearing pointy white hoods, and I ain't about that shit. I feel you, Rookie Ducky. I should have put this up, but there's a post of me that I made last year before the election, and I talked about the division that I saw between what I term traditional George Bush, Ronald Reagan type Republicans and this MAGA shit. Because I noticed the split. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, bro. Because as I said before earlier in the stream, traditional conservatives, they're like their name. They're conservative. They're for small government. They're not for a lot of fuckery, a lot of bush, not a lot of government intervention. You know, it's those MAGA motherfuckers that don't give a fuck about the rule of law. They don't give a fuck about nothing but owning the person next to them or across from them. That's all they give a fuck about. They don't give a fuck if it's right or wrong. Like this motherfucker just said, I am for whoever is going to defend the rights of the original people in America. White man. That's what he said. That's what he said. These motherfuckers don't care. Ho! UNTV. I'm a progressive because of Fred Hampton. Chairman Fred. Chairman Fred was a powerful figure. For those that don't know, Fred Hampton, aka Chairman Fred, was a very, very, very powerful and revolutionary figure within the Black Panther Party. The little known fact that a lot of people don't know about Chairman Fred is that Chairman Fred was young as fuck when he was doing what he was doing. I think he was 24, 25 when he got murdered by the police. I put Chairman Fred. Like, they know who Chairman Fred is. They don't know who Fred is. Excuse me. He was 21 years old when he died. Fred Hampton was 21 years old when he was killed by the police in Chicago in that horrific shooting incident. Yeah, it was you dressing it up with the FBI assassinated him. The FBI did not assassinate him. These motherfuckers murdered Chairman Fred. Murder was the case. Assassinate sounds a little too glossy and good, and these motherfuckers murdered Chairman Fred in his bed, made his pregnant woman get up. Thank you for that, fucking pigs. Not to kill a woman and her the unborn child, but something like over I forget the count, but over 100 rounds were fired into the bed where Chairman Fred was laying down in the bed. Killed that motherfucker. Well, the FBI and the Chicago PD. I'm sorry. Yeah. The FBI and the Chicago PD murdered Chairman Fred. You throw the CIA in that motherfucker too. All right. So we gotta get back to this. Rookie Ducky says originals were Native Americans, then my ancestors took over. The British tea. Yeah, you're right. And that's what Hasan was getting at when the dude said, hey, I'm an original. Oh, no, he said I'm a Native American. Dude in the green shirt said he's Native American. And Hasan was like, oh, so you're indigenous to America. He was like, yeah, my people settled it. Oh, you're part of the British. Like, these motherfuckers are delusional with their thought processes in regards to America. And unfortunately, we got to live with these motherfuckers now. Like, these motherfuckers are just heinous. Oh, Lord. All right, these motherfuckers are crazy. And I try to give all my chat love here. Listen, bro, they shot through everything in that goddamn house. There was well over 100 shots in that fucking bed. Like, the bed was riddled with bullets. They killed the man in the fucking bed, y'all. Like, and if we're not careful, we're gonna end up back in times like what Chairman Fred got fucking murdered. The Black Panther Party started out in similar situations in similar conditions that we're having today, where black people were just getting fucking marginalized left and right. And they came about to try and help protect black people from all the fuckery that was going on. Like FBI used to involuntarily sterilize colored people. Man, listen, the shit that they did to black people, the whole syphilis fucking experiment. Fuck. She's escaping my brain right now, but there's a black woman. Oh, I gotta get on the internet real quick, y'all. Or her blood. Henrietta Lacks is the lady whose blood cells led to a cure or treatment for, I think it was sickle cell. cervical cancer. Henrietta Lacks, a black woman whose blood cells. Oh, no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Henrietta Lacks. Let's go. Since I'm talking about it, let's go ahead and switch screens real quick, and then we're going to come back. We talk about sterilization of black people, but black people have been subject to all type of fucked up treatment for a long time. And if you don't know anything about Henrietta Lacks is an African American woman whose cancer cells are the source of the HeLa cell line, the first immortalized human cell line, and one of the most important cell lines in medical research. Cervical cancer and a lot of other treatments are created from Henrietta Lacks' blood, a black woman. And scientists didn't want to even talk about this woman until her family started to sue to get royalty payments and basically recognition to say, hey, this woman's blood is the reason why you motherfuckers could treat a lot of diseases. But since she's a colored woman from back in the day, they didn't want to say all that shit. All right, so let's get back to this fucked up nature of what we're talking about. The Hasan Mehdi 20v1. I'm getting a little far away from the topic of today's live. And I had wanted to continue to play this dude here because this motherfucker here just
United States look like under you. So what's your name?
My name is my name's Connor. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Take a little bit of doubt.
I use a pseudonym online.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
How would Connor's America look? What would it look like?
Well, quite frankly, I think we would deport people who shouldn't be here.
I didn't ask what does the government look like?
What's the government look like?
Yeah.
I would say, quite frankly, it's under a sort of benevolent leader such as
Where does he come
Franco.
from?
It could be a kind of aristocratic class. Could be someone
Who picks the autocrat?
Frankly, the people. I mean, we could hold a vote on it. Kings
Isn't that democracy?
Well, sure. You can have a vote to get to that state.
And then no more votes afterwards?
Absolutely.
Wow.
100%.
Wow. And if that autocrat kills you and your family, you're fine with that?
Well, I'm not going to be a part of the group that he kills because that's the whole thing.
How do you know?
Carl Schmitt
Autocrats tend to kill everyone.
Carl Schmitt makes this point very well in his work. It's the friend-enemy distinction, right?
Carl Schmitt. Do y'all know who Carl Schmitt is? I don't think you do. So I'm going to let you know who Carl Schmitt is. God damn, you keep bringing me the wrong shit, man. That's not the Carl Schmitt I want. This is the Carl Schmitt I want. Carl Schmitt, who the person he just bought up. Mind you, the man said in his version of America, we deporting all illegals and all type of other fuck shit. But Carl Schmitt is an authoritarian conservative theorist. All right. That means this man believes that there should be one ruler or king or head of state or whatever the motherfucker you want to name him that runs the country. No fucking other, nobody else has power or a say so in this. He was also involved with Nazism. These motherfuckers are very fucking comfortable showing their true colors now because the MAGA crowd has taken over the Republican Party and pushed those conservatives out. Yes, Rookie Dicky, this guy wants a dictator. Yes, and he voted for him. You're right. He voted for a dictatorship. That's what these new conservatives, or MAGA as I call them, are pushing. Some of these people on this stream or on this 20v1 openly say they don't give a fuck about the Constitution. They don't. They don't give not one fuck about the Constitution. Let's get back to it.
the Nazi theoretician?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't care.
Are you a fan of the Nazis?
I frankly don't care being called a Nazi.
I didn't say that. I didn't actually say that. I said, are you a fan of the Nazis?
Well, they persecuted the church a little bit. I'm not a fan of that. But
what about the persecution of the Jews?
Well, I mean, I certainly don't support anyone's human dignity being insulted. I'm a Catholic.
But you don't condemn Nazi persecution of the Jews?
I think that there was a little bit of persecution.
We may have to rename this show because you're a little bit more than a far-right Republican.
Hey, what can I say?
I think you say I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am.
You see? Look at Hasan's face. Look at the face. They're laughing. They're laughing. Yeah, I'm a Nazi. Ha, 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 ha. Look at the laughter. Look at Hasan, the face of concern. When you're used to people saying stupid shit and then trying to cover it with laughter, you don't even fucking play with this type of shit. And he's not playing with it. When you see people do that type of shit, you cannot play with them. You cannot. That's why Hasan is looking around, because he's taking mental note. Who's laughing? I know better than to fuck with them. Let me get some chat comments. They would, if a Democrat threatened to get rid of the second. Man, the Republicans have been saying that the Democrats going to take our guns forever and a day. And I'm a registered Democrat, but only because Florida has these closed primaries, and as an independent, I was not being able to vote in certain elections, so I chose a side. But every election that I can remember back to when I was a youngster, and I'm 41 years old, I've heard the statement from a Republican candidate that's alluded to that Democrats are going to take our guns. Democrats ain't take not near a fucking gun yet. Not fucking one. Not one. Not one. Let's see. Rookie Dookie said, this is why no one I know dares go to America right now. I'm not sure where you're from, but people in your country aren't the only ones that are not coming to America no more. I live in South Florida, where we have a very large Canadian population. And our local newspaper last week ran a story stating how for the first time, we've started to see a decline in Canadian tourists in Florida. I don't know how long. Well, since I've been growing up, I've been used to seeing Quebec tags on cars in Florida. That's how many fucking Canadians we've constantly had coming to America. And now our local newspaper said, hey, we've seen a decline in them. We're seeing a bunch of people, the international buyers that were propping up the South Beach and Miami Beach real estate market are gone now. They're not there anymore. They're not coming anymore. So we're seeing a lot of foreigners not only stop visiting to America, but they're not investing in America that much either. A lot of them. Let's see what my chat's got to say here. Ultra wealthy are out there selling around on the yachts, going deep on Epstein Island, laughing at everyday Joe, fighting over who's MAGA to. You think Biden, the Democrat, will help you while passing laws sending people of color to life in prison? I do believe that a lot of those rich people are doing some Epstein-ish type shit, but the second part of your statement, nah. Sleepy Joe did a lot to help people of color. Not only people of color, everyday Americans. I think that's what's lost in translation when it comes to Sleepy Joe. A lot of people look at Sleepy Joe like he was just aimed at black people or brown people. Joe Biden helped America. We forget that America was the first country to recover economically after the pandemic. And a lot of that had to do with Joe Biden's policies that he put in place to try and put America in position to economically recover before the rest of the country, rest of the world did. So shout out to Sleepy Joe because he helped a lot of everyday Americans, not just people of color. I want to point that out. While he did help people of color, Joe did a lot to help everyday Americans, which is one of my gripes with Trump in this so-called America First agenda that has not yielded any beneficial things for the average everyday American. You know, I don't see it. If I missed it, y'all let me know, and I still haven't seen it. Yeah, he up there. He up there, everybody. Black people. He helped colored folk. Yeah, there. He a lot of damn people. Biden, let's see. Camel Tony says Biden helped his family and the ultra rich buddies with pardons while you got left holding the bag. I think you misspelled Trump there, buddy, because that's exactly what Trump did and is doing. Trump, you can look at Trump's pardons. Biden pardoned his son from a trumped up bullshit charge. Man, Trump is pardoning anybody that donates to him right now. Like, that's what we've seen. We've seen, matter of fact, the Trump coin. The Trump coin was not on everyday exchanges. The everyday person could not purchase the Trump coin before it hit. But you know who could buy it? Trump's friends and the ultra wealthy. That's who did all that shit you talk about right there. Exactly. Trump had all that shit. And this one right here is what I love the best. Stevie Joe got a fuckload of money to HBCUs. I'm the proud graduate of the greatest historically black college and university ever to be created. The stream is going to play this backwards, but fam, goddamn you, Florida A&M University. We were the recipient of a lot of that Biden money. But you know who didn't give a lot of money to HBCUs? Trump. Put my flag back over there. All right, so let's get back to this shithole over here that saying all this bullshit.
Absolutely.
I'm just checking who's clapping just to get my set of where everyone is on this. Because you know that millions of people are going to be watching you on YouTube and checking out who the fascists and the Nazis are.
I'm not ashamed of that whatsoever.
No, clearly you're not.
During the pre-war period prior to World War II, it was only those parties that properly enacted the people's will. That's why they won. The conservatives were fat cats.
Are you in favor of killing people who aren't like you?
Quite frankly, I'm not.
You mentioned Franco earlier. Franco killed a lot of innocent people.
Oh, well, he killed communists. He killed people who raped nuns and killed priests.
What about children who he killed and women who he killed?
What are you talking about? He never killed any women or children. He was Catholic.
He only killed combatants. Is that what you're claiming?
Yeah, he only killed combatants.
Never killed any innocent people.
The white terror was only punishing those people who did acts of terrorism. And again, are you supporting like raping innocent women? None, dude. Killing priests.
You see how he tried to remove the focus from who was actually dying and the fucked up shit that was going on with the person he quoted, and try to say, "Oh no, he wasn't doing that. He wasn't doing that." That's what we see a lot of right now with MAGA crowd. Oh no, Trump ain't gonna delete all. He's not gonna deport all those people. He gonna kick all those people out the country. He will never. He ain't gonna do that. So many people told me, "Oh man, that man ain't like that. Man, like they just put that shit on that man. Man ain't like that." Okay, if I had $1 for every time I heard, "Man, that man ain't like that" from a black person, I'd be rich as fuck right now. I told y'all, when you're a person that talks politics on the regular, people feel, emboldened to talk to you about their positions. And there was a lot of people that felt emboldened to talk to me about their position. I'm like, yo, are you fucking serious? Like, this man is ordering, man, he ain't gonna do all that, man. He ain't doing all that. Shitting me. And now we have these fucking dictards out here talking crazy all over the place. Wake the fuck up, America. Wake the fuck up. Hey, Jesus Christ.
Priests? I mean, priests don't brandish guns and kill people.
You just refuse to condemn the Nazi Holocaust, my friend. I don't think you're in a position to ask anyone any questions.
I quite frankly don't care what you think about me. If I'm a Nazi and being a Nazi,
neutral,
and being a Nazi means upholding human dignity, because I even believe in your dignity. I don't, in a state that I was running, I wouldn't want to hurt you or anything like that. But quite frankly,
I don't debate fascists.
Okay. So do you concede then? I mean, why?
Do I concede you're a fascist? You won't condemn the Nazis?
Yeah.
Yes, I concede.
Okay, great. So I mean, what are we doing here? Because I mean, you just seem
know what
offended.
you're doing here,
You
to be
just seem
honest.
offended, to be quite frankly. Like
I'm offended by people who can't condemn the Nazis. Yes, I am.
Okay. Well, I condemn the evils that they did, but I don't really
Against
care
the
about
Jews?
being. Yeah, sure. I don't care though about being called a Nazi
sure.
is the whole thing.
I never called you.
I care
You
about
called
doing
yourself
the
a
right
Nazi
thing.
fascist and a General Franco
Well,
supporter.
yeah, I am a General Franco supporter. He was awesome. He was super cool, quite frankly. Because the whole
And you
thing.
don't believe in democracy.
I don't believe in
What are
democracy.
you doing here at a televised debate? This is democracy. Don't want to debate and
because
disagree.
it is the means to support an end. The reason we have free speech now is because we want to be openly talking about our opinions so we can get the state that we want. But it doesn't mean upholding free speech.
Oh, Lord.
But it doesn't mean upholding free speech after we win. Again, I mentioned.
Let's pause this for a minute because we got some shit going on in the chat real quick. I want to address something real quick. Come on, Tony. I don't know where the fuck you from or what's going on in your world, but what videos the fuck you talking about? Hey, you're trying to say negative things about Joe Biden, but they're stretching their like bullshit to say the least. What videos of Joe Biden sniffing kids? We literally have Donald Trump talking about grabbing women by the pussy on fucking tape. There are more videos of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein hugging and fucking and having fun than there are trans athletes in the United States of America. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, what the fuck are you talking about, my guy? I get it. You have a thing against the ultra rich. That tells me that you're not one of the ultra rich. You're like me. Bruh, like stay off them conspiracy theory websites, bro. Like, you do realize we live in 2025 where artificial intelligence is a thing. You do realize we live in a world where motherfuckers just say shit for the hell of saying it, and motherfuckers like you taking it and run with it. You wanted to talk about this motherfucker Joe Biden fake sniffing somebody's kid, and Trump is literally a fucking convicted felon. What the fuck are you looking at, my boy? Hey, are you fucking serious? Wake the fuck up. I get it that there are some motherfuckers out here in the world that are just some creep nasty motherfuckers. But everybody with money ain't no creep nasty motherfucker. And every politician ain't bad. And this is this right here, what you're doing, it weakens the position of the solid politicians and put them in the same boat as the bullshit politicians. Because when you try and sow deceit and misinformation and bullshit, it does nothing beneficial. Nothing beneficial at all. Not even for what you think it's doing. You're not gaining anybody to your side. You're really exposing and showing motherfuckers that you really are not that smart. Because a lot of the shit that we see pushed by these conspiracy theorists can be solved with a simple fucking Google search. It's common fucking sense. Just a little bit of fucking thought. A little bit of goddamn logic. That's why I say America is not driven by fucking thoughts and facts anymore. It's driven by emotions and feelings. Like, get the fuck out of here with that stupid ass shit. Like, stop with all that goddamn shit. Like, wake up, goddamn it. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, motherfucker, please. Wake the fuck up. Go read a book, nigga. Matter of fact, I'm done with this motherfucker right here. Let's jump to I got 31 minutes. The next one on my shit here.
In India, and then your parents probably moved.
Listen to how this guy is talking when the topic of Trump is defying the Constitution comes up.
Hey, it is what it is.
All right. Pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. I can't say the same, but thank you. Good to meet you, man.
Good to meet you, sir. All right. So I kind of want to start at the basics or the foundation. I want to see.
Can I just check?
Yes.
Are you a fascist?
No.
Okay.
I don't. I describe myself as, I think, just a Christian.
Fair enough.
I'm a devout Christian.
Good to hear.
So, I want to start, like, what is your connection to the Constitution, and why do you love it so much? Like, what makes it so important that Trump would defy something like the Constitution to you personally?
Great questions. My first connection is I'm an American citizen. I naturalized American citizen, took a pledge to this country, to the Constitution. As a previous speaker has said, the Constitution is not perfect. A lot of things I don't like about it. I like the Second Amendment. There's various amendments. I don't like the way the Senate is set up. I'm sure there's things you don't like about the Constitution. The difference is, I don't think you can just illegally defy the Constitution. I think each and every one of us can make up whatever we want. Certainly presidents who are elected with an oath, right? Donald Trump took an oath to preserve, protect, defend the Constitution. And now when he's asked on television, isn't it your job to uphold the Constitution? He said on NBC, I don't know, which goes against his oath. And I'm identifying specific amendments where he is violating. He's only 6 months into his presidency, defying the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the 14th Amendment. He wants to defy the 22nd Amendment and be president for a third term. This is the problem we have right now. Free speech is under assault. The free press is under assault. Due process is under assault. The right to be in your home and not be invaded by federal agents, the Fourth Amendment, is under assault. So that for me is a problem.
Okay. Well, I'd like to start to say I really don't find the Constitution that important. I find it to be like a 300-year-old document. And it was created to defy the country that subjugated your ancestors in India. And then your parents probably moved from India to Britain. And then you move here to tell us that we should listen to a piece of paper that you were never even connected to begin with. So I want to say, like, if I don't care about it, why do you care about it so much?
How do you run a country without any kind of laws or due process? And by the way, you do care about it, because without the First Amendment, you wouldn't be sitting here.
Well, I agree with the First Amendment. And I think
so do you agree with Donald Trump's crackdown on the First Amendment?
If I don't care about it, why should you care about it? That is the notion that MAGA carries around. They don't give a fuck about the Constitution. They only give a fuck about their feelings and emotions in regards to getting what they want. The Constitution is not relevant to the MAGA crowd because they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. Great point. The Bible is a 2,000-year-old piece of paper. We still ride or die by that motherfucking Bible. And I agree. That was a horrible fucking argument that they made. But he still tried that shit, though.
He's imprisoning people for their speech. He's threatening free speech media organizations. He's threatening peaceable assembly. These are all rights under the First Amendment. Why aren't you bothered by that as a conservative who claims to love the First Amendment?
So I don't like the First Amendment. I like free speech.
Okay,
so
the First Amendment is what guarantees free speech. I'm from the UK, by the way. I'm from the UK, which is a democracy. We don't have the First Amendment. No, that's one of the things I do like about the Constitution. I wish the UK did have a First Amendment.
So people
I'm a
get
journalist.
arrested for praying outside abortion clinics and stuff like that, right?
So you're opposed to people being arrested for speech crimes, I assume.
Well, it depends what it is. If it's like the people...
so you're like one of the what it is. As long as it's someone who agrees with you, you don't mind the crackdown.
No, I support...
How do we consistently support principles?
I support free speech 100%.
Okay.
I don't think anyone...
So do you think Donald Trump is defying the Constitution by...
You see what he said? I agree with free speech I agree with free speech when they saying something that he agrees with. This is what the MAGA crowd is on. If you're on their side, you're good. You're great. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. But if you're opposed to them, oh no, you're the worst shit since sliced bread. That's where we're at with politics when it comes to the MAGA crowd. Conservatives, they try and find the middle ground. MAGA, there is no middle ground. It's my way or no way. That's the way they fucking view this shit. There's no middle ground with the MAGA crowd, as this man just said. I agree with free speech when I agree with it. But if not, like the dude in the blue shirt said, he agrees with authoritarianism. Like, they want their way. There is no democracy in the MAGA head. They talk about democracy, but they're not for democracy. They're for authoritarianism.
Cracking down on the First Amendment.
So I think he's cracking down on free speech, like the deportation of Mahmoud Khalil, who was just
released from prison by a judge, saying his First Amendment rights are violated.
And I agree with the judge, and I disagree with Trump deporting them. But I think that's more a matter of free speech and not the Constitution.
I think that's pedantry at this moment. I think you've conceded that he is cracking down on free speech, which is the First Amendment. So he is defying the Constitution. So it's a pleasure to be in agreement with you, sir.
All right, pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Listen to what this next motherfucker say.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy.
Goddamn.
I look forward to you joining us at our next investor webinar.
Watch how fast the replacement theory pops
Great
up.
to meet you. My name is Kai. Do you, Mehdi, believe that the Constitution is important and good?
Overall, yes.
Do you believe that that Constitution can be eroded through democratic processes?
What do you mean by erode?
The original intention of the Constitution being destroyed through a purely democratic or legal process.
I'm not sure I agree with that.
Okay.
I think if you're democratically amending the Constitution per the rules.
Another thing that I noticed about the MAGA crowd is that they try to insert democratic into anything they're talking about as in a negative way to throw shots at the Democratic Party. Because the Democratic Party and the definition of democratic are two totally different fucking things. But since a lot of people don't understand that, they, play word salad and try and make it seem like things are just fucked up. All right, Rookie Dookie, don't get in trouble with your wife and tell her I said, hey, peace out, brother. Appreciate you for being a part of the stream today.
Of the Constitution, that's fine. If we could find a constitutional way to get rid of the Second Amendment, I'd be pro that.
So let's pose a hypothetical wherein the entire population of the United States has drastically changed,
yes,
and the population now has completely different intentions about what to do with the country. Let's say it wants to give it all back to Mexico, dismantling the United States of America. If that's the case, then what's the use of the Constitution? It hasn't defended the country. In fact, it's allowed for its destruction.
I don't understand the premise. How did the whole country change?
Demographic replacement, mass migration. I mean, we're seeing a change in demographics. And there's
what is the? I do want to talk about immigration today. Everyone's itching in this group to get immigration.
Yes, sir.
When a man said, how did this Constitution change? Democratic replacement. You see, they try and phrase things in a way that makes it seem like Democrats are just fucking America up, and they're not. It's all Republican, not even Republican, just MAGA bullshit.
I've saved it for you all. But given we're on the sense of the Constitution, and you asked the question, what is the proportion of immigrants in this country? What proportion of the population is foreign born?
It's very difficult to measure because the actual projections of the number have been changing more rapidly.
But what is currently the best estimate?
I think it was about 15%.
Yes,
yeah,
just under 15%.
Which is, by the way, more actually than the original estimate was. So
but 15% of the people are going to change the country, change the Constitution. How's that going to be? It's actually a nightmare. As someone who wants to amend the Constitution and get rid of things like the ridiculous way the Senate is set up, or the Second Amendment on guns, or various other things, it's really hard to change the Constitution. They made it almost impossible. You know, last time we had a constitutional amendment, 20, 30 years ago.
I understand, which is why
I think members of Congress pay.
Which is why I get it.
So where are you getting this scenario where 350 odd million people all become foreign-born migrants or the children of migrants, immediate migrants, even though
and this is what happened.
And then abandon the Constitution and give the country back to Mexico. Outside of your imagination, where is that happening?
Let's bring it back to the.
God damn it.
Let's bring it back to the actual discussion. What you did is you entertained my hypothetical, but then instead of sticking to the point of the Constitution, you said, well, how would you bring about your hypothetical? And then when
you missed out the part where the Constitution is quite hard to change.
Hold on. I understand that. I
also wanted to get a sense of where you are, and you're a great replacement.
These motherfuckers take a hypothetical situation, and for those that may not know, hypothetical means just fake, and put it in their head and run with it as it's the truth, and try and rile up a lot of other motherfuckers behind their hypothetical situations. Like, it could happen. All to push their replacement theory, which is central to a lot of white supremacist ideologies.
Replacement guys, that's fine.
okay, yeah, and you're a real good journalist because you don't talk to people who identify as like a political ideology. I mean, that's
no,
a very
I don't debate fascists. I'll talk to them.
And frankly, that's upsetting. I think there's a big problem when we value freedom of speech so much, but any real journalist is not going to talk to somebody because they identify with a politically incorrect ideology.
Just talk to the guy in front of you. What are you talking about?
You literally stop talking to him, and then
debating versus talking is very different.
Okay.
It's pointless. Right? He doesn't believe in free speech.
Okay.
He doesn't believe in democracy.
He was freely speaking with you. You're the one who shut up.
No, he said very clearly.
Okay,
he said I support free speech so that I can get one election. After one election, my guy comes in, and after my guy comes in, nobody gets to speak or vote again. Why would I debate that?
We listen to your conversation.
Well, I'm reminding you what it said because you just
Let's bring it back to the Constitution.
Please do. First, Fourth, Fifth, 14th Amendment. Those are the ones I'm saying Trump is defying. Do you support that or do you deny them?
I believe that the Constitution is valuable because it represents particular interests of the founding stock of Americans who made this country great.
Do you think due process is important?
Founding stock of America.
The core of American Constitution.
And what I think makes the Constitution function, what allows it to save this country and to actually make it work, are the people who are.
I'm not sure where you're going with this argument.
Hold on.
Is Trump defying the Constitution? That's my claim. You can have these weird hypotheticals.
We're taking it into a different manner, which is what's the function of the Constitution?
I'd rather not have your.
You already did.
Yeah, but now I don't
5
want
minutes
to.
ago when you took it to immigration.
Now I don't want
to. Okay.
And what he's doing is a common tactic that we see from the MAGA crowd. They will take a hypothetical situation, put it in their mind, make sure it's true in their mind, and then try and force you to believe their hypothetical situation is a possibility. That's what he's trying to do. He keeps trying to push these hypotheticals that make it seem all fucked up. America's not anywhere near what he's describing, nor can we fucking even just up and change the Constitution as you fucking please. These motherfuckers are fucking stupid as shit. Yeah, I just told y'all motherfuckers we don't do this type of shit in my chat, so you get blocked. We don't drop advertising links to bullshit that might be malware and spyware and all that shit in my chat. We don't do that. We do not do that, my boy. All right, so let's jump ahead to some other parts that I wanted to jump into here. What do I have in my notes here? This guy right here in this fucking hat. Where is it? Where is it? Where is he at? Where is he at? Where is he at? Let me go back to this motherfucking this Palestinian in his hat. Actually, I really don't want to. Yeah. I'm gonna go to the 121 mark because there's a lot of young MAGA that don't know what the fuck they be talking about. And this guy right here is a fucking prime example of it. They look the part, but they don't know shit.
How's it going? Nice to meet you.
Hello. So I'll switch over to the Gaza thing in a second. But first off, I just wanted to touch on that. You said that you support free speech, of course, right? So what I'm confused about is you've refused to debate people that have disagreed with you because you said that they're racist or they're fascist, right?
No. If we're going to do facts, they said they were racist and fascist. Get your facts right before you start arguing.
So isn't the whole entire point of a debate to debate people that you don't agree with?
I don't debate people who don't see me, A, as equal, no point, or B, support democracy because that would undermine the whole idea of the debate. If you don't support democracy, as our friend here doesn't, and support General Franco, then what is the point of a debate? The First Amendment doesn't mean you have to debate everyone. Somebody comes up to you in the street and starts talking to you. You don't have an obligation to carry on talking to them. I'm sure you go about your business. Somebody comes up to you in the subway and sits next to you and starts ranting in your face. You're not going to start debating. So everyone here has hygiene standards, as do you. There are people you wouldn't debate, I'm sure, as well.
Okay. So can you please describe why you think Trump is supporting ethnic cleansing of Gaza just because he wants to take over the land there? How does that...
And not just take over the land. Kick out all the people. That is the definition of ethnic cleansing.
So isn't ethnic cleansing killing people? Because it seems like you're...
No, you can ethnic cleanse people without killing them. And by the way, they have been killed. More than 50,000 people in Gaza have been killed by the Israelis, by people like Bezalel Smotrich.
You see what he said there? Is it ethnic cleansing killing people? Like, no, that's genocide. Ethnic cleansing is moving and, you know, these young MAGA motherfuckers don't know shit. I say that again. These young MAGA motherfuckers don't know shit. All they know is shit that they've seen on Twitter. All they know is shit that has been discussed in the Discord group. All they know is shit that other far-right Republicans have been preaching to them and telling them. They don't know shit. And this motherfucker right here is a prime example of it. I'm gonna let y'all watch as Mehdi fucking eviscerates his ass.
You said recently, the finance minister of Israel, we are going to Gaza to conquer, cleanse, and remain. We're going to annihilate the place. We're going to disassemble Gaza, he said. We're going to leave it behind as piles of rubble. That's the guy Trump's funding, supporting. That's the guy praising Trump. So yes, Trump and Smotrich are ethnically cleansing Gaza.
I cannot deny that thousands of people are dying in Gaza, but you need to realize why they're dying. Is it possibly that they're attacking another country?
No,
just because
people are dying, we're not attacking another country.
Just because Israel is killing more Gazans than Gazans are killing Israel doesn't mean Gaza is righteous and Israel is evil.
I never said anything about evil or righteous.
Israel
I said ethnic cleansing. You said don't have to be killed. I said they are being killed, and the criteria for what's happening to them. If Donald Trump says these people have to leave and never come back, is that not ethnic cleansing? What is your definition of ethnic cleansing?
I would think ethnic cleansing is when you're killing off a large part of an ethnic group.
That's genocide. You're confusing your terms. Ethnic cleansing is removing one ethnic group using a deliberate policy by violence or terror-inspiring means to remove another population, another ethnic group from a certain geographic area. That's the UN definition of ethnic cleansing. That is what he's doing. When he was asked Donald Trump, can they come back?
These motherfuckers don't know shit.
I've heard all these. In fact, people talk about white genocide today. You guys are nationalists. How would you feel if somebody came, a president of France came and told you to leave your land and not come back? Would you not feel you'd been ethnically cleansed from your home?
From America?
Yeah.
Well, because my ancestors were settlers here, not immigrants. They actually
Palestinians are not immigrants in Gaza. They are indigenous people to the land.
Israel just gave Gaza the land like a few decades ago.
No.
I'm pretty sure Israel used to have that land.
I'm pretty sure you're wrong. They withdrew from 2005 from the land, but controlled the air. No, they don't give it to them. They control the air, the sea space, the borders, the population registry. They controlled what went in and out. It was a prison, an open air prison. That's not giving them freedom.
Don't they have a border with Egypt and then the Mediterranean Sea?
Yes, and the Israelis and Egyptians work together because Donald Trump and Joe Biden and Barack Obama. Yes, they're funded by the United States. Did you know that Muslim countries do bad things too?
No, I know that they do bad things.
Okay, so we're in agreement.
All right, pause. You've been voted out. Please return to your seat.
Shit. But this motherfucker right here.
Hello, sir. Welcome back.
You notice how a MAGA crowd don't know shit? Like the young MAGAs are the worst. They're the ones that are fucking swimming in the Twitter lies. This guy put that suit and that fucking tie on and all that shit trying to play the part and got out there and embarrassed himself because he didn't even know the difference between a genocide and fucking ethnic cleansing. People mix their words up all the time. I get that. The problem I have with a lot of the MAGA crowd is that when you're presented with proper information, these motherfuckers still don't try and even get the real information in their head. These 20 people that were sitting around this man probably walked out of this room with some type of fucking vile feeling against Mehdi. Hello? Hey. I'm streaming. Yeah. And you're on stream again. All of them. All right. Where was I? This young motherfucker got owned by Mehdi because they don't know. They don't care to know. That's what I'm saying. That's my problem with MAGA. As I said earlier, I don't restrict or limit my chat because I believe in iron sharpens iron. I believe iron sharpens iron. If you say something in my chat that's counter to what I'm talking about, I'm liable to pull up a Google screen and we don't jump into that shit because it's not that I want to be fucking right or wrong. It's that I believe iron sharpens iron, and that activity is going to make me a better person because I'm going to learn. I'm going to grow because a person that is across from me or counter to my argument has provided me some information that I need to look up. I need to try and educate myself and enlighten myself on this information so that I can know what the fuck I'm talking about. But MAGA don't be giving a fuck about that shit. They don't give not one fucking fuck about it, as that young man showed, which is fucking sad. Probably should close the garage though. It's 8:30 at night. I know I'm gonna be streaming this late. Motherfucker might try and pull up on me, y'all. They pull up on me, it's gonna be a 187. I can give you that, tell you that right now.
All right, so I agree that Trump wants to do a cleansing.
My team,
but not an ethnic one, because that area requires a lot of cleansing. Because when you have a population that was taught from early childhood age to hate Jews, Christians, and pagans, you need some serious re-education.
Number one, that's not true. Number two, that's not what he's proposing.
Well, I mean, most Palestinians, by polling number, do support Hamas.
They support resisting Israel.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you know, what did they do in the first place that they're in this, what you call open air prison?
Great question. What did they do to deserve being occupied?
Well, here's the thing, because the Islamic Republic in Iran is using them as a tool.
What is Iran got to do with this?
As a tool for their Islamic expansion.
When did the Islamic When did the Islamic Republic of Iran? You're Iranian American,
yes,
I believe.
Yes, I am.
When was the Islamic Republic of Iran founded?
1979.
When was Gaza occupied by Israel?
1960. Well, the very first time, 67. Yeah.
So can we do the maths together? 12 years before the Islamic Republic of Iran existed, Israel was oppressing, occupying, dispossessing the people of Gaza. So your argument makes no sense.
Were there any terrorist organizations at the time?
The PLO was considered a terrorist organization by the entire Western world.
All right, so what's Hamas there?
Hamas did not exist until the 1980s.
Exactly. My point is, after the Islamic Republic came,
once again, another MAGA pushing some shit that's not true. They don't know about and trying to mix up facts. Like it's the same old fucking playbook over and over and over and over and over. Say some shit. It may not be real. It may not be true. Could be a little bit true. They don't give a fuck. The one thing I do know is they don't give a fuck.
Became chaotic because the Islamic Republic started to use the so-called innocent Palestinians for their own
so-called innocent Palestinians. You don't think Palestinians are innocent?
Not all of them. Because
what about the 17,000 children who were killed?
They're doing the
17,000 children were killed. Were they not innocent?
Were they not innocent? Who's responsible for that?
Israel.
No, Hamas is responsible. Hamas is responsible for hiding in hospitals and making tunnels underneath.
So when children are shot in the head by Israeli snipers are not responsible for that.
Look,
it's a simple question.
Here's the problem.
When Israeli snipers shoot Palestinian children in Gaza in the head, as eyewitness testimony and doctors' testimony proves, that's not the fault of the Israeli snipers.
This is the problem. Because when you have
the problem is you answer the question. I'll ask you a third time. When Israeli snipers shoot Palestinian children in the head, is that not the fault of Israeli snipers?
Well, you gotta let me finish.
No, you gotta answer the question. Fourth time.
Well,
when Israeli snipers shoot Palestinian children in the head, we're running out of time. I need to know what you think about innocent children. Because what you said was pretty outrageous. You said so-called innocent Palestinians. For the fifth time, when Palestinian children are shot in the head by Israeli snipers, is that not the fault of Israeli snipers?
What did those children do?
What did you tell me? Did the children deserve to be shot in the head?
Because the problem is, over there,
millions of people are watching you say
they start brainwashing children. They start brainwashing children at a very young age.
So you support sniping children in Gaza?
Look,
do other people here support sniping children in Gaza? Is that a conservative position now?
What if they're bearing a suicide list?
They weren't.
But what if they are?
They're not though.
What if they are?
I have friends who went there. Doctors went to Gaza. American doctors. They came back as we had multiple children.
What if they're hell bent? What if they're hell bent on killing you and your family?
Once again, the position of MAGA is to push hypothetical bullshit. What if the children of Gaza wanted to shoot you? This is what this motherfucker's saying. Well, what if they wanted to shoot you? Last time I checked, there weren't child soldiers running around Gaza like we've seen in some nations in Africa that are taken over by dictators. I'm not going to say that child soldiers don't exist because we've clearly seen it over in Africa a couple different times. But correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I have not seen a report of child soldiers in Gaza. So this man's argument or response to Matt, I asked him, hey, do you feel as if children should be killed by snipers in Gaza? Oh, well, if they want to kill you. Are we fucking serious? And look at what's on his look at his lapel pin. This ain't no fucking white boy. This motherfucker from across the water. Iranian, if I'm looking at the flag correctly. Like, this motherfucker's logic is all off. And this is what we see time and time again from the MAGA crowd. Pushing fucked up logic and bullshit rhetoric. These motherfuckers got to be stopped.
8-year-old child, an 8-year-old child, a 6-year-old child.
Because
this is
like
bad for you.
Like
You're
said,
sitting on
they're
live
brainwashing
television.
them.
Millions of people are going to see your neighbors, your friends.
Millions of
support
people,
the killing of children.
people don't know what's going on.
Even your fellow right wingers are saying, "Don't go this far." White genocide, sure, but don't.
Millions of people don't understand the brainwashing that is going on in Islamic Republic and in Palestine to create
You're
this
obsessed
hatred.
with Iran so much that you're supporting the killing of Palestinian children who never harmed you or any other Israeli. That's insane.
Look,
and the fact that you support Trump's ethnic cleansing now doesn't surprise me.
I didn't say ethnic cleansing. I said cleansing of the land.
All right, pause.
Because we need to cleanse the land from all the
You can vote out. Please return to your seat.
Listen to this bitch.
I'm good seeing you too, man. First thing I'm going to say is I'm not.
Listen to this bitch. This is the last one we're going to go to. But listen at this bitch right here. If this ain't an everyday MAGA motherfucker, I don't know who is. Just listen to this bitch right here.
Down for Israel. Okay, that's the first thing I'm going to say. And I don't like when you come up here and you use the type of rhetoric that you do. You talk like all these like left-wing positions, and then you go to the last part, which is I don't support ethnic cleansing in Palestine. I think you're doing a huge disservice to pro-Palestinians when you start aligning yourself with all these progressives. I don't think it looks good because you have all these conservatives in here who oppose war, they oppose intervention in the same tradition of Pat Buchanan and all the greats that came
Not
before
Donald Trump, though, sadly.
Yeah, it is sad. It is sad. I do agree. I mean, he ran on an anti-war ticket. He said he was going to. I didn't.
Because he lies, right?
You gonna let me talk, or you just want? Yeah, true. So, I mean, yeah, you keep going back to Trump. I don't think this is part of his plan. I think this is a plan of lobbyists, and this is not just unique to Trump. It's been a thing since the Democrats. It's been a thing since the Republicans before him. It's been like this since Truman. I don't know if you read like John Mearsheimer's The Israel Lobby or anything like that. Would you agree or disagree with anything like that?
Oh, I agree with Stephen Watt and John Mearsheimer. Yeah,
okay,
sure.
great. So I'm just wondering, when you ally yourself with all these leftists and you come up here and you argue for immigration, you argue up here that Trump's this bad criminal and this and that, and then you
think Trump's bad too?
I think he's good on some questions and bad on other things. But let me get to the point here: is you ally yourselves with guys like Jewish Voices for Peace and all those guys.
Great people.
Yeah, not really though.
Why?
Because they're self-interested in it. It says it on their homepage.
By definition, they're not self-interested, right? They're going against their own.
Are you gonna let me talk? On their homepage, it literally says that we are here to segregate Judaism from Zionism. It's very clear they're doing this in their own interest. That's why it literally says Jewish Voices for Peace. They're gonna be the good Jews who say that we don't support Palestine. And then what happens is you take all these progressives, you go out there and LARP in the street, and then everyone here who's conservative, they're gonna vote for the pro-war candidate because they don't want to be associated with all the liberals.
So you're forced to vote for pro-war people. Poor
it's either that or get replaced in my country. What do you want me to do?
No, you and your replacement bullshit.
Yeah, okay, buddy.
You see how they hold on to the replacement theory. And for those that aren't familiar with replacement theory, the replacement theory is a idea that's been circulating around the white supremacist circle that says that the white race is eventually going to get replaced in America by black and brown people due to them dying off and not being able to reproduce as fast as the black and brown people. The replacement theory. So all of these individuals that I got up here and spoke with Mehdi today, or on that video, they echoed traits of parts of that replacement theory rhetoric. And this guy flat out just said it. We're either in a position where we vote for Trump or we get pushed out and replaced because the other people are going to allow the replacement theory to run on. They don't give a fuck about facts anymore. It's only fucking theories, conspiracy theories, and emotions. That's what drive these motherfuckers. But listen to what this bitch ass nigga say to Mehdi.
Oh wow. It's not your country, my friend. It's our country, whether you like it or not.
questions and bad on other things, but let me get to the point here. Is you ally yourselves with guys like Jewish Voices for Peace and all those guys.
Bring it back one more time.
Yeah, not really though.
Why?
Because they're self-interested in it. It
They're
says
not. By definition,
it says it on their homepage.
By definition, they're not self-interested, right? They're going against their own.
Are you gonna let me talk? On their homepage, it literally says that we are here to segregate Judaism from Zionism. It's very clear they're doing this in their own interest. That's why it literally says Jewish Voices for Peace. They're gonna be the good Jews who say that we don't support Palestine. And then what happens is you take all these progressives, you go out there and LARP in the street, and then everyone here who's conservative, they're gonna vote for the pro-war candidate because they don't want to be associated with all the
Oh,
liberals.
so you're forced to vote for pro-war people. Poor
It's either that or get replaced in my country. What do you want me to do?
No, you and your replacement bullshit.
It's either that
Yeah,
or get
okay,
replaced in my country. He said, "You're gonna be the first one gone." When Trump's in, like, you're gonna be the first one gone. They openly say shit like that. They feel emboldened to speak racist and say bullshit shit. But I'm glad, man. I told him straight up.
Well, there's 3 people so far. Let's keep counting. We should be nicer to you, otherwise you'll deport us. What a great argument. This is the free speech debate camp. It's not your country, my friend. It's our country, whether you like it or not.
This ain't your country. It's our country, bitch ass cracker. Not what I would have told him. Not what I would have told him. But that's where I want to end it on. The last segment was mad I just fucking dog walked that dude in the blue shirt again. But don't need to go back to that. But this is what I say. This is why I say this 20v1 is a perfect illustration of why I say that there's a split between the traditional George Bush type Republicans and this MAGA bullshit. These MAGA motherfuckers don't give a fuck about logic. They don't give a fuck about facts. They only care about their feelings. They only care about owning the motherfucker. They only care about getting what they want out of Trump, which is a white America for white people. If we're being honest, this type of rhetoric that we're seeing here makes me question the black and brown and Asian, anybody outside of the white people that support Trump. I really have like these questions in my head, like, what the fuck is going on in your head? That you feel like these motherfuckers that are spewing this veiled racist and bigoted shit give a fuck about you. They're gonna do anything that's gonna support you or have you come out of this shit in a positive way. Because I'm not connecting the dots. And if I miss something, please, hit me on any one of my chats. I mean, any one of my chats, any fucking social media site, whether it be IG, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Kick, whatever. Send me an email if you got to. thepoliticalcrashout@gmail.com. And if I miss something, let me know. Because this MAGA shit, these motherfuckers are weird. Nah, weird is a good thing. These motherfuckers are just delusional. They don't give a fuck about reality. They don't give a fuck about logic. They don't give a fuck about facts. They don't give a fuck about right or wrong. They don't give a fuck about Ronald Reagan's ideologies. They don't give a fuck about Bush's, nature of Bush's ability to compromise. They don't give a fuck about the traditional way that politics was, where you had to negotiate and find a common ground, because the common ground was actually good for all Americans. And if one party got their side more than the other side, then there's going to be a big section of America that's left out. So that's where the compromise and the coming together came at when we saw politics in the old days between the Republicans and the Democrats of then. Now we're seeing what we've seen. Actually, we've seen when Biden was in office. You had Republican congressmen and women that were openly saying, hey, I'm not going on doing anything that's going to support Joe Biden. I'm not doing anything that's going to make Joe Biden look good. I'm not going to do anything that helps Biden out. I'm not this, not that. And what was lost in translation is them saying, I don't give a fuck about certain Americans. That's what it really was. Because in politics, like I said before, the compromise is where all Americans benefit. When one party gets their way, when one party gets their way more than the other party, we have problems. But when we see the parties come together and work with each other for the greater good and the common good of America, we all win. But I think this new MAGA crowd, they don't know shit about that. And this 20-week V1 showed that. So I'm finna get up out of here, y'all. It's 8:44 Eastern Standard Time in the great state, excuse me, in the free state of Florida, as Ron DeSantis like to call it. I want to thank y'all for tapping in with the stream. Like, comment, share, follow me across all the social media sites. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Kick, Twitch, YouTube, all that shit. It's the political crash out across all of that shit. Spelled the same exact way. Thank y'all for chatting with me. Chat, I do appreciate y'all. UNTV, Rookie Ducky, even though we clashed a little bit, I appreciate you. Camel Tony, goddamn. When I seen the name Camel Tony, I was like, this motherfucking name Camel Toe? That's why I laughed so hard. My little bit of ADHD seen Camel Toe. That's why I was laughing. I was like, this is Camel Tony, not Camel Toe. Don't say Camel Toe. But I always laugh when I see interesting names across social media sites. I'm like, damn, why did I think of that? That's a good one. But shout out to my chat. I appreciate y'all. I'm not a content creator. I make content. You know what I'm saying? So this is something I do after I get done with my work day, and being a father and everything else. And have y'all sit there and go back and forth with me in the chat. I appreciate that, because like I said, I'm not a content creator. I just make content. You know. Appreciate y'all. Peace out.